Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to my show, everybody. And, well, it is Thursday. I think. Yes, it's Thursday today, everyone. Woo! Woo! It's the excitement for Thursday. Thursday doesn't get enough love, really. Thursday's a great day. You know, once you hit Thursday afternoon, you get to 4 o'clock Thursday afternoon, the sun's out, you're knocking off work, you're finally able to get out, you're walking down the street, you know, everything's cool. You know, you got Friday's coming up, Saturday, gonna be fantastic. The weather's looking good. Thursday's where it's at, really. Come on, Thursday's like the peak of the week. That's like the peak. That's what we build up to. Thursday evening. And then Friday's just part of the weekend, really. Anyways, it's Thursday. We gotta celebrate it. Anyways, today is, obviously the 27th. It's obviously Thursday, but it's the same as every day. I come in the morning, I open up my Twitter account, I go to the For You tab at the top, click on it, and then just reply. Just react to whatever I see, whatever the craziness is that's going on. So, well, first things first, it's actually, this is a special episode just for James. Not really, dude. I know you're sick today, so I thought I'd just go off on different rants. You know, I'll try to aim it just at you. I'm talking to you today, James, just you, bud. While you're at home, sick, you're sitting there, you're like, you know, you're thinking about all those laps you could be doing, you know, deep in there. Yeah, I was thinking about this yesterday. I get my days confused because I'm in two different time zones. I'm operating here, and then I'm trying to keep. Anyways, it was a couple days ago, James. You did a day, and it was fucking incredible. You had a swim, you had some elliptical. No, I don't think you did elliptical because you knee or something like that. But you did like 22 or 23,000 steps, which is fucking huge. That's crazy, man. I was thinking about that yesterday. Like, it's such a long distance. I think I got 28,000 yesterday, and I think that is at about 20 Ks. I think it's just over 20 Ks. It's about 21 Ks, which is pretty far. Like, really, you know, if you get up to around to that 20,000 mark, that's a big day's walk. You know, that's a lot of walking. That's a lot of energy burnt, and it's great for your bones, and it's great for your skeleton because, you know, we're designed to be upright. We're designed to stay upright. And this is how we move. That's how our skeletons evolved, and it's why it is. So walking is actually great. It's fantastic. And going, you know, like 20,000, I had a look, 20 kilometers is from Flinders Street Station in Melbourne to the airport in Melbourne. That's 20 Ks, that walk. Do that every day. Fuck, man. You just be smashing it. Jesus Christ. It's just the time. You know, that takes a bit of time. I think about, you know, 20 Ks is about 4 hours. Give or take a bit, but it's roughly about 4 hours. You got to take that chunk out of your day. Now, there's a way I do it, generally, is I will do an hour and a half in the morning, and then probably about 2 hours in the middle of the day, and then evening walk with my darlings. I'll go out with my darling, and we'll go for a nice afternoon walk. And usually that gets up to, you know, 24, 25. It's getting out. It's just doing all the little bits in between. That's all. We have to utilize our time. We're only given so much time each day. It's got to be utilized to its best. I always find it in the morning. So this morning I haven't been out yet. I'm still in normal clothes here. Yeah, I always find it first thing in the morning. It just clears my head and it gets me going, and then I can prioritize my day. You know, I can prioritize, and I can not war game it, but I can prepare myself and line it up in my mind of what my attack plan is for the day. And that's the time that I get. You know, it's quiet time to myself, and I can think about these things and go over it. And that's, you know, invaluable to me. I love it. I'll never give that up. Anyways, James, let's get on to it. So, where will we go? So, I got to go to the start. Let's go here. Let's go back home. Let's see what we can. Wait, the For You tab's getting pretty bad, dude. Like, but Steve Noble jumping in first. You see what I mean? Like, as soon as I jump in, I'm gonna get Steve Noble. I'll get Michael here. Charles Haig, definitely. He's gonna be up there. And I know it just works on the people that I'm replying to, like this guy here. He's going on about, I don't know who he is. Dr. Miller, avoid breathing filth. Find our kids a vaccine. Okay, I don't know what this guy's all about. Oh, he's with the AMA. Okay, so he's a union. Okay, now this makes sense. See, I saw this guy talking before, and he was discussing something before, and he's saying how the pharmacy guild operates as like its own little, you know, it's its own little mafia almost. It's got its own protected ring, and it does its own little thing, and it's a protected monopoly. That's fine, but I didn't know this dude was in the AMA. What the fuck is the AMA? If you think the pharmacy guild is bad, look at the AMA. Seriously, have a look at that. That's the whole health, especially in Australia. If you look at the budgetary outlay each year, well, we're about to have a budget tonight, is it, or tomorrow? I don't know. I can't. Whatever the fuck. Anyways, look at the budgetary outlay for health. Combined, you know, if we combine NDIS in with health, because it basically is healthcare. It's healthcare for disabilities and or its assistance, basically healthcare. So you can combine the NDIS in with Medicare, in with all the state government funding that goes towards hospitals and individual projects. It's gonna be a fuck ton. It's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be like at least 60 to 70% of the entire budget, easily. I wouldn't be surprised if it's more. Really. It's going to be 60 to 70% of the whole budget. And then it's run by 2 unions, basically. We have the AMA running... Oh, no, actually 3. So we have the AMA running the doctors. They're running that little racket that the doctors have set up. They've got that organised, down pat. You know, get them in, get them out, get the $80. They've got that racket organised. The Pharmacy Guild has their little racket organised, you know, and so they're basically clashing. And Dr. Miller here thinks that if he's breathing fresh air, well, you should be going in. Just wait. I'm just going to see if it's the same dude. Well, here we go. He's wearing a paper mask on a fucking plane to protect himself. I don't care, like, how many degrees you get. This is a thing, James. You know, I always say this. I say it a bit, but... particularly with the left, it's not really. I hate saying the left. Can we just refer to it as morally, ethically, and just morally and ethically compromised people. Maybe not the smartest people either. They have a habit of replacing. They treasure credentialism over merit every time. Credentialism's the only thing that fucking matters. That's how you could get people like Tim Flannery being promoted. He's a fucking paleontologist, for Christ's sake. He's a dinosaur doctor. But he was promoted through to the chief climate scientist in the country. Even though that's not his specialty at all. He's a fucking paleontologist. But because of the credentialism, it didn't matter the merit of his situation. They just boosted him through, made him professor, blah, 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 made him the top climate scientist, even though, but that was it. And then they referred to him as that. They still will, if you go on the ABC. People like Dr. Miller here, they think are a doctor. Well, they are a doctor, but they have a doctor in their title, so everyone knows that they're a doctor. And then they expect that there's going to be some gravitas or something connected to that we should all admire or respect. Okay, that's cool to a point, but I'm going for merit. I don't give a shit about your titles. I don't give a shit about where you work or who your friends. I don't care. The credentialism doesn't work with me. It doesn't. It really doesn't. It's useless. I know the institutions are being corrupted and they're soured and blah, blah, blah. And especially when it comes into politics, your credentialism doesn't mean shit. The merit of your argument means everything. On the left, or the broken few, as I was just explaining, they don't. They go for credentialism because credentialism gives them a blanket to avoid having to, promote their own arguments or having to defend a position. They just use credentialism. So, this is Professor Blah. You can't argue with him. That's the way they do it, because they can control the institutions and they can control the people who get the credentials. They control the credentials. So that's why they use credentialism. But we know merit works better. Anyways, James, sorry, I'm going off on a rant. Too many espressos. But I don't care who the fuck you are. You could be a doctor. I don't care what your title is. But if I see you with a paper mask on, all that's out the window. I don't care. You could have spent 200 grand at medical school doing your specialist, everything like that. If I see you with a paper mask on, putting a tweet up like this, as I travel, I see maskless, frail elderly being loaded on planes with care by family. You're wearing a paper mask? I'm not going to take you seriously, dude. Your credentials mean nothing. This is the merit of your argument. This is how I view it. It doesn't mean anything. Anyways, so let's get back on track here. There was a part today here. This is one of his tweets from earlier. Pharmacy ownership and location is a legal cartel. Crack open the rotten egg and let the patient decide where to get their cheaper medication. That's interesting, hey? Coming from a doctor. Coming from a member of the AMA at that. Let the patient decide. Let the patient decide where to get the cheap medications. I'd pick my medications up from a pharmacist at my GP or supermarket or online quite happily. Okay. That's fine. We have a cartel. It's a legal cartel. But you must understand, Dr. Miller, that the AMA operates in a legal cartel as well. You do know that, right? The whole system? Okay, anyways, that's enough out of you. Let's get on to something actually interesting. Let's find something fun. Sorry, James, this has been very slow today, isn't it? Getting very ranty early on. Anyways, there was something funny I saw earlier. It was actually Gillian. Is it Gillian or Gillian? I can never get his name right. I don't care. He's very unimpressive. Just a bit of a Gillian, really. No. Adult human female is trending. Wow. Okay, let's have a look at the trending. Let's see what's actually going on. Raise the rate. Okay, dick faces. What's in the budget is already in the budget. I don't know if you're aware of this. But the budget's been finalized. It's done. They're printing it now. It's already been. This doesn't work. This won't work. All it's doing is setting yourself up for a bit of a failure. Or, you're going to... If Labor was smart, they'd raise it just like $20 a week. They'd do something like that. It wouldn't even cover inflation. They'd just do that and just shut you guys up just to say, yeah, we did it. And there you go. You did it. You did it, team. Yeah, we won. Yeah. And it'll be the Greens up there. We did it. And fucking shaking champagne onto themselves down in 16th spot. Yeah. That's basically it. Raise the rate. Okay. Alice Vidal? Oh, okay. So I know Alice. I know her. She is the leader of the AfD. Alternative for Deutschland. Alternative for Germany. Basically like a Pauline Hanson type of nationalist, sort of populist, you could say. She's a nice lady. Nice lady. Obviously, being in Europe. Anything to the right of... I don't know. Anything to the right of Paul Keating, or anything to the right of who's someone that's really anally retentive, smug, Barry Cassidy. Anyone to the right of Barry Cassidy is basically a Nazi in here. So Alice is sticking it. She's been holding the leadership position. She's been going strong. I don't know what this is all about though. No, I'm not sure what's going on, but she obviously she stirs people up. She does the Pauline Hanson. That gets right in there. Gets right in there. Crankies. Gets right in there and twist those. Twist the knickers. Just twist them. Ah. Okay. The Greens. Labour. Stop saying it's too hard. A 2-year freeze on rental increases are possible. Enough public housing to end homelessness is possible. Okay, homelessness. Lifting job seeker and all income support above poverty line is possible. These are urgent priorities. Budgets are about choices. Budgets are about choices. They are. So is life. So is life, Adam. Adam, life is about choices. Sometimes people don't make the best choices in life. Sometimes people make great choices. They make excellent choices. They do very well. They're very smart. They do all their homework. They do all the best things they possibly can. They set themselves up perfectly. They make the best decisions. They make the best choices. And we should reward those, not punish them. And what you're saying, we're going to punish them because you're a communist. I'm sorry, Adam. Adam's just no. Anyways, it's just a creepy dude. You know, like if you had I did a tweet about this before, but if you had some friends and you were at a pub and Adam came up and started like hanging around the table and talking to some of the people there and talking to some of the girls, you'd be a bit sus. You know, you'd be like, I don't know what's going on here. This guy seems a little bit weird. You know, what's he doing? And then he opens his mouth and says, a 2-year freeze on rental increase is possible. You know you're dealing with someone mentally, like, incapacitated. Like, anyways, let's continue on. I just don't get it. I don't want to delve into... A lot of the times I'll just dismiss these people. Because I don't want to go into, like, the whole explanation of why I'm dismissing them. I just kind of assume that people are kind of on the level to understand that, you know, there's certain issues that go really deep, and I've already made a judgment on them, so I'm just like, no, Adam, you're not going to get me past on this one. Sorry. Just like Malcolm here. Malcolm's trying. Singapore has introduced stamp duty on a second and subsequent residential housing, and especially on the purchase by foreigners. He would know because Malcolm's got all these books. He has his son in Singapore guarding a warehouse filled with Malcolm's books. They've got Ruds in there too, just in case you didn't know. So he knows. Foreigners in Singapore, they have to pay more. Anyways. Alan Kohler, let's raise the rate. Alan Kohler's like, he's a nice man. I'm sure he's a nice man. It's just a lefty, that's all. Just a lefty economist. And bit retarded in that sense, but anyways, so raising the rate is never popular. Yeah, I said it yesterday and I'll say it again. The rate is fine. The amount of money they're getting is fine. There's nothing wrong with the money that they're getting. Nothing wrong with it. It arrives in their bank account. It's in a currency that can be widely used. It's generally in a bank that's secure and safe for deposits. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with the rate. That's fine. It's the expenses. That's where they're getting fucked. I'm sorry. The money is fine. The money is perfect. The money is a great level, a great rate. It arrives at a good time. It's sufficient. What's not sufficient are the costs. Raising the rate is not going to reduce the costs. In fact, raising the rate will probably, if I had to put a bet, flip a coin, heads or tails, what's it going to do? Raise rates or lower rates? The cost, if we raise the rate, it's very much likely that the cost of other things will go up as well. So it's not going to fix the problem, is it? No, it's not. The simple solution is for a simple mind. It doesn't work like that. It's not going to work. We need to reduce the costs. So when it comes to people begging and saying, raise the rate to elbow, fuck that. The majority of your costs and your fees that you have to pay for your thing don't come from the federal government. They're going to be local government and they're going to be state. So transport cards. If you need a train ticket or a transport ticket, I don't know what they have in Melbourne. They probably just have a junkie exchange program. You just swap your needles for a train ticket. I don't know. Something like that, maybe. But they're state. They're going to be state and local. It's not federal. Federal can't really do too much. Where they can is they can reduce the burden of inflation. And the best way they could do that is to reverse their climate policies. That would be a good one. We don't hear them saying raise the rate for climate policy. No. So they could do that. Yeah, the feds could do that. There's not really too much else they could do. You have to look at the local people. This has to go back to the local level. Raise the rate, fine. Okay, if you're on $600 and it goes to $800 a fortnight, that's a slight improvement if you're living in inner Sydney or Newtown or something like that. If you're living there. But if you're living out in Mackay or something like that, that extra $200, that's going to be a lot. You probably don't need it. To be honest, like, this is unemployment benefits. This is not a living wage. This is unemployment benefits. So yeah, there's probably, it's just cut the costs. Just cut the costs. There are people locally who could help you do that. From small businesses who can help you with food, transportation. You know, if we can get back to the community, a lot of these people who are raised a rate seem to be long-term unemployed people, and you know there is a certain stigma attached to that. And they do find solace in hanging out with themselves, you know, with other long-term unemployed people. And there is a bit of a victim mentality going on there. And I do think like a lot of them genuinely feel a little bit isolated from society and a little bit on the outskirts. So a good way to deal with that is through community. Do you have a local soup kitchen? Not a soup kitchen, that's a very old thing. But, you know, a food bank or things like that. These community-led organizations you could set up. You could do this yourself. Instead of sitting on fucking Twitter, putting up a hashtag, raise the rate, which is pointless because the budget's already been done. It's already being printed, you fucking retards. Go out there and help each other. Actually, in real life. Go talk to businesses, see what jobs they need done. See if you can pick up some casual work. See what's available. Even, like, to be honest, fuck them. Do some cashies. Go out and do some cashies. Go mow some people's yards. Or there's a whole, you have to, you know, it's good to help people out. And I know it seems a bit harsh when conservatives say, oh, you have to pick yourself up by the bootstraps. That's a bit rough sometimes. It's a bit difficult. But there is a middle ground there. It is a bit of give and take. You have to put in a little bit of effort yourself. And yeah, we can fix it. We don't need to raise the rate. We just need to reduce the cost. So how do we do that? Approach those issues first. It's not hard. It's raise the rate. Raise the rate. It's such a dumb thing to think about. Like it's an easy slogan to go with, but it's a hard thing to think about for a lot of people apparently. Anyways. Let's get on. I'm being ranting today, haven't I, James? Jesus Christ. Wow. Okay. I'm a bit out of this. Tucker Carlson. I wonder where this guy's going to end up. I was trying to think of platforms yesterday. So there are obviously the big mainstream companies, the big four, you know, NBC, ABC, CBS, PBS, what's the other one? NBC, ABC, CBS. I forget the next one. Anyways, there's a few of them there. I don't think he's going to go to a major network at all. No. I think if Tucker's smart, he's going to sign a deal with someone like Spotify maybe, or I don't know, Daily Wire. No, Daily Wire doesn't have enough money for Tucker. Fuck me. He can just start his own thing. Really, he's so popular. It's incredible. Like any other show on TV would love to have the ratings of Tucker Carlson. Any of them. They just don't want to have the politics of him. That's the sad thing. Here we go. Evan. Okay, shouldn't this be the roads minister? You're building more car lanes over a railway line and not improving the railway line at all. It's Epping's major bottleneck, and we're going to fix it. We're going to fix it. Oh, fuck. These tweets are just... Oh, my God. And we're going to fix it. We got it done. Yeah. And it's like these hyper engaged fucking losers. Like, I don't know who's writing these tweets. They're terrible. Okay, the federal and state Labor government's committed $220 million to widen the bridge at Epping Station. It'll mean more lanes for cars and lots more space for pedestrians and people on bikes. And we'll do it all while limiting the impact on the busy T9 rail line below. Today we award contracts to get started on the design work, so construction will be just around the corner. So what's Evan's whole get up here is that they're not putting in enough train. This is fucking, I told you, these guys, the Renew bros are just like, these are the train hobbyists. You know, the train hobbyists, the little miniature trains. This is them. This is where they end up, James. This is where they go. It was going to be something, and yeah. Anyways, let's continue on. Scott Phillips. Scott Phillips usually has some great, you know, middle of the road, very reasonable takes. One thing he's missing out in this thing here. Yeah, Alan Cole is saying what I've been saying for a while. Kill stage 3. Okay, so no more tax cuts. Negative gearing only for new builds. Reindex capital gains tax. Meaningfully increase rate. Okay, these are all great. Great work, Scott. But how much money does the government need? We need to define that first. I mean, how much of GDP should be government spending? How much is that? Should it be 20%? 30%? What's it at now? I don't know. I think combined it's probably 33, 34. Yeah. How much? How much, Scott? Like, they've got... Every year there's more and more revenue coming in. They've never had more money than now. And then your idea is to give them more money. But how much is enough? When do we stop? When do we just put in a bracket, even a spending limit on government services? Say, no, this is where it is. Index it. Put it there and say, no, you can't expand, sorry. Can't grow. You got to shut some of the other shit down first before you can start this one. How about we do that? Come on. Anyways. What's he going on? Oh my god. How did these doctors, can we, like, unfettered transmission of airborne viruses not only leads to more direct and indirect? He's a full fucking COVID. He's a COVID zeroer. Wow. Okay. Benny, strong words. Fuck you, Mr. Ben. Seriously. My money is not our money. You ridiculous communist caricature of a human. Yeah, exactly. It's not... You'd never trust this man around any of your friends. You'd never trust him with your kids. You'd never trust him in your house. You wouldn't even let him look after your house. I wouldn't let him pick up my mail. I wouldn't do anything like that. I don't trust him near the economy at all. No. A weak man like this don't. No. But it is curious that the immigration minister, Andrew Giles, was sent out of the country the week the government announced its migration review. They could have used his help answering questions at the press club today. Well, you got him, Dan. Bullseye. Go team. You want to... This is that low energy that liberals are renowned for. It's just that low energy. Dan... I don't know. No, I'm not saying anything bad. I'm moving on. I'm moving on, James. I'm getting on out of here. Okay, where are we? The last few years remind us just how vital supply chains are to our day-to-day lives. The technology Coles has put to work in the new Red Bank distribution will help empty shelves. Okay. It will mean more of the products you need when you need them. Okay. Do you want to explain to the Australian Institute that claims that inflation's being driven by Coles' profits? Do you want to explain that to it? But yeah, I think this is cool. This is a good facility. It's a good distribution center. I bet you a lot of it's automated. I bet you a lot of it is. Anyways. Oh my god. Then we got to get the fucking... Oh no. Let's see. Just two. The facility is designed to be environmentally sustainable, powered by renewables and committed to recycling. It's just cringe. How much extra does this add to the price of things? Like, just for this photo. Like, what's... No, it's shit. No. Okay, anyways, Coles. Anyone's paying anyway, so we're all paying. Controversial. Putting fresh tomato in your toasted sandwich after it's been toasted. Why the fuck would you do that? Adam, man. What's going on, dude? Fuck, life's tough, but there's no need for this. This is uncalled for. Anyways, Leo. Gillian Hill has posted about his likes of multiple J.K. Rowling tweets. Liking a random tweet that floats past does not equate to agreeing with J.K. Rowling's views. Gillian. Gillian's got no friends, does he? He doesn't know that he's got no friends. He thinks he's got friends, but they're not really. Any moment at all, everyone will drop Gillian and just to laugh at him, and he's figuring that out now. So he liked a couple of JK's tweets, but he's getting absolutely ribbed for it by his followers, these little freaks that follow you. Imagine being a Gillian fucking standing for Gillian. I bet you there's someone in the comments here standing for him. Let's see. I don't mind if you're transphobic, that's not my business, but I am curious as to what it was about the tweets that you did like. I don't mind if you're transphobic, I'm sure. Look, you're not going to get in trouble if you tell me. Just tell me. Gillian, he's going to be hoisted on his own petard. Gillian. Okay, anyways, let's run through this. $500 million for the first person. $500 million for the first person who can guess where this is. Okay, that style of building looks. That's European style building, especially this one here. This is European style buildings. Okay, this is either in South America or Croatia. Yeah, this is either sort of near, I don't know. I'd say Croatia maybe. Or like around that area. The Baltic. No, the Balkans and yeah, or South America. No, this sort of looks like South America. Okay, let's see. Yeah, or Italy. That's very Trieste, Lugano, Como. See, yeah, it looks a bit Italian. Yeah, it does look very Italian. Like Como, no, Lugano. Okay, yeah, it does look very Italian. Anyways, let's get out of here. I'm almost done for the day, James. I'm almost over, man. I hope you're feeling better. I hope you had a good day. I hate having the fucking flu. It's just the worst. Yeah, that's true. Got by far the most tax revenue ever, Steve. But they can't afford anything. Oh, except thousands more fat cat bureaucrats. Exactly. And Jeremy, how long has he been unemployed for? Welfare rights activist. I'm pretty sure this dude's been unemployed for the last 10 years. Like, how is that urgent? How is there any urgency behind that? Like, why are you listening to people like that for raise the rate? I wouldn't. I personally wouldn't at all. Anyways, let's get out of here. Will Kingston, if Joe Biden wins re-election, he will be 7 years older than the average life expectancy for an American man at the start of his second term. Yeah, but he's not going to win a second term. Joe's not even going to make it. I can't believe they're actually trying to do this. This is like elder abuse. It's something that's really, really bad. Anyways, James Sexton. I like James's photos. He's always got nice photos of Australiana. I like that. I love Australiana. If I could do that professionally, I would. I'd just travel around Australia taking photos of Australians being Australians. Australiana. I'd just do that, you know. This is a beautiful house. Like, look at this balcony. Yeah, I love this. Nice little fireplaces. It's a great place, James. Great place. Anyways, I'm going to get out of here. Guys, have a fantastic day. It is Thursday. James, look after yourself, bud. Some things to do when you're sitting at home doing nothing. Play guitar. What else could you possibly do? Go on to Gillian's Twitter and just start asking some really nice questions. That's all. Look, Gillian, it's all in the past. I don't care. I just want you to tell me the truth. I don't know. Just stir some shit. You got some time to sit at home, so yeah, make the most of it. Get out there. No, actually get off Twitter. It's not healthy. Yeah, so I guess I'll leave it there for now. I haven't got really too much else to do. I'm going to go for a big walk, actually. I'm going to get out of here. Get out. The sun is up, but it's like fucking 0 degrees. It's awful. It's really, really cold. But yeah, and then the sun comes out in about 2 hours. It will be up. It'll be up high, and it'll be warm and nice. And anyways, I'm blabbering here. So I'm going to stop, and I'm going to cancel it. I'm going to upload this, and I will see you all tomorrow. Adios.